Welcome to the second public informational event of the Corning Park Strategy. We appreciate your time in viewing this presentation and your involvement in the project. B&L has worked with the City of Corning and the Parks Committee to develop this project. Extensive community input drove the combination of system-wide recommendations and activity-specific improvements hosted in this document. Special thanks to Mark, Alex, and Jennifer at the City, and Kate, Bill, Diane, and Frank on the committee. We appreciate your oversight and feedback provided throughout the duration of this project. To adapt to these changing times, in consideration of COVID-19, we are presenting our second public meeting as this online informational presentation. The format will be 4 segments during which we will reintroduce the project, then discuss the system, amenity, and individual park recommendations. Timestamps will be provided at your convenience so you can easily navigate through the presentation and refer back at a later time. Please be sure to check out the draft report and short follow-up survey in the video description following this presentation. The park strategy proposes a comprehensive vision for enhancing the City of Corning's robust park system. In building this vision, the project team has worked together over the past 2 years to develop, through inventory and analysis, public input, and best practices, a set of recommendations that consider and enhance connectivity and accessibility, adaptive reuse, and contribute to the overall diversity and vibrancy of the City of Corning. Park systems are important in the 21st century, and investing in them is one of the most transformative and cost-effective measures that a community can pursue. Throughout the duration of this project, we have conducted 1 public open house with over 80 attendees, 9 stakeholder focus groups, several project meetings, and an online survey with over 650 responses. Key highlights of that online survey show that most respondents use active transportation to access parks. Over 1/3 of the respondents indicated that the condition of the park system is a barrier to increased usage. The most popular time to use parks is on weekend mornings and afternoons, as well as on weekday mornings. And while most of the seasonal usage occurs in the summer, a quarter is during the spring and a quarter is during the autumn months. There are 5 objectives envisioned through the project to guide enhancements to the park system in a manner consistent with community and city goals. The community and the city envision a park system that is sustainable, economical, balanced, equitable, and connected. The initiatives in the park strategy are directly compared against each objective in a matrix, ultimately demonstrating which one it may address and altogether decipher the priority in which they contribute to the park system. Since the spread of COVID-19, there has been an uptick in the use of state, county, and local parks and trails by 170 to 200% nationwide. Parks, once considered amenities, are now considered essential to our daily lives. Active living in outdoor space is critical to combat the side effects, including anxiety, isolation, and depression, and many of the underlying conditions that make us at risk can easily be remedied by active living, even walking. Parks are essential for physical and mental resiliency, but also provide social, environmental, historical, cultural, and economical benefits. We found through our public survey, respondents indicated they learned about and shared parks information through word of mouth. Over 20% of respondents were not even aware of all 9 city parks. Therefore, there is a significant need for a single platform through which to distribute parks information that is easily accessible. This may be a printable map that can be physically viewed, put on signage, or transmitted digitally, accompanying a comprehensive list of services being offered at each park. There are a variety of approaches within the park strategy to address connectivity, both with residents to parks and also parks to local destinations. While there is a need to ensure these routes are inclusive to various user groups, there is also a need to consider inclusion at the parks, including ADA-compliant equipment and facilities. To increase awareness, a park's wayfinding system could be established, along with themed or amenity-focused trails within and between parks to highlight assets. This could be historical value, birding, fitness, and sculpture. 98% of attendees to the first public meeting indicated they'd like to see a trail constructed along the Chemung River. While this will require coordination between stakeholders, the community, and a variety of agencies to balance recreation, ecology, economics, and structural considerations, the park strategy does provide a step-by-step guide to implementation and suggests a dual trail system, with a formal trail on the levee and an informal trail closer to the river that is a mode pathway. The park strategy includes a few initiatives to bolster environmental resiliency. One initiative includes reforesting efforts within parks. To support this effort, a tree inventory and increasing green infrastructure is recommended. A tree inventory will help with monitoring the health and the value of existing trees for future planning. Green infrastructure systems will build upon the benefits of trees by incorporating plant material throughout the city that captures and filters stormwater before it enters into closed systems. With any plant material that is selected for these efforts, the park strategy encourages the use of pollinator and native species to build local ecological systems. Residents have voiced that they prefer existing facilities in good condition over building additional facilities. Maintenance and budget practices currently include staff spending 20 hours per week cleaning waste. This time could instead be put towards the upkeep of existing facilities and amenities with new policies such as carry in, carry out, and tobacco free. There are also opportunities to build upon and establish new partnerships with local community groups for park stewardship. To improve maintenance and park management consistently between each city park, the park strategy recommends establishing a set of guidelines to be implemented towards the citywide system. These design guidelines may include historical, accessibility, design quality, signage, and safety considerations. While parks offer open and programmed spaces for sports and recreation, our online survey indicates there is a need for flexibility to adapt to changing times, considering future reuse and use, with either collective improvements to the whole system or individual improvements to each park. With fields and courses, this includes rectangular field updates, additional multi-use fields, removing backstops, redesigning disc golf courses, and including additional disc golf baskets. Survey results also indicated a need to adapt to local trends. For example, certain basketball and tennis courts are underutilized and suggest opportunities for reuse. This could be for similar activities requiring similar surfaces, such as pickleball. Through survey responses, we also found that a decentralized approach to skateboard facilities is preferred. This includes small facilities throughout the park system, removal of unsafe Denison Park facilities, and larger skate parks with additional features. There are 4 public pools within Corning, 2 with free access at Stewart and Denison Park, and 2 with limited access at the YMCA and the Painted Post School District. We found that pools are the most popular recreational amenity, but in need of maintenance and repair. 67% of respondents were in favor of updates to Denison Pool, while the groups we reach out to commented that it may be beneficial to phase out the Stewart Park pool and seek other options for water play and recreational facilities. If reduced to only 1 free access pool in the city, it is recommended that there is a need to promote connectivity to Denison Park from all areas of the city. Beyond improving opportunities to play and engage in recreation within the parks, through facilities and program spaces, the park strategy suggests implementing play everywhere to educate, stimulate, promote physical activity and learning, and get outside throughout the whole city. Play encourages imagination, expression, and can be easy to maintain and facilitate. Local materials and natural resources like logs, boulders, fallen trees, and other materials beyond the typical manufactured playground can offer easy-to-implement opportunities to play. There are also more informal, selective opportunities to build upon existing community spaces. One activity indicated by residents include community gardens. Another activity includes a dog park, at which 36% of residents would routinely visit and utilize. Public art also offers opportunities for the community to engage in these open spaces and establish an identity. To implement these activities, sites would have to be selected, maintenance practices established, and a policy plan put in place. Additional amenities like walking trails, restaurant improvements, pavilion upgrades, seating and quiet peaceful areas, winter activities, and open spaces are recommended in the park system. The park strategy acknowledges a holistic approach to unifying and improving parks, open spaces, and community amenities throughout the city, but also considers action items to enhance the identity of each park. We will review these briefly in the last section of this presentation. At Denison Park, suggested improvements aim for phased revitalization efforts to embrace the park's role as a flagship park. At Canfield Park, there is a need to enhance the historical integrity of the city's landmark park through a clear maintenance approach. At Hillview Park, improvements gently enhance the peaceful Riverside Park to cater to the neighborhood. At Houghton Park, there is a need to enact minor amenity and accessibility enhancements to this neighborhood park. At McKinney Park, there is a need to envision through a master plan with new, revised, and enhanced facilities. At Stewart Park, there is a need to re-energize by creating dynamic, multi-use spaces and signature amenities. At William Street Park, there's a need for wholesale revitalization through the encouragement of legitimate user groups. This may be through the incorporation of a nature trail and/or the removal of horseshoe pits. At the mini parks in the city of Corning, there is a need for aesthetic enhancements, consideration for the park's heritage, and potentially amenity trails. At the Civic Center Plaza, there is a need to develop a master plan to create enlivened, accessible, four-season gathering space for the community. Between these individual and higher-level objectives, these action items, in combination with echoing the Corning Park's mission, will promote the values of the city, including public art, the rich history of Corning, cultural and environmental heritage, and spread recreation. We encourage you to look through the draft report document as a next step item to finalize the Corning Park strategy, provide your feedback in the brief survey following this presentation, and we appreciate your time, involvement, and feedback towards the project. Thank you for attending.